I even put that in the caption when I posted on Instagram, and people are still like, the men who vote against women's best interests are not going to start to pay attention until it impacts them in some way. We are not stopping them pushing the fetal personhood agenda when we have all of the same fucking people in office. The only way this shit will stop is when white men specifically are impacted by these policies. So it has to happen. It has to happen for change to happen. So that is why I agree with Texas. If you don't get it, I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry. But time and time again, we've sat here, we've had these discussions. And what is the common theme? The common theme is they're like, I'm just voting for me.
Right.
So with that being said, if they're not experiencing any type of hardship or any type of unjust legislation, they're not going to do anything. Do not say, I'm sorry, we're not apologizing. You're right, Katie's Cakes, but it wasn't a sincere I'm sorry. It was, I'm sorry, not sorry, kind of sorry. That's what it was. But anyway, they always talk about voting for themselves. Vote for me and mine. I gotta vote for me and mine. I gotta vote for me and my family. So, when they are impacted by legislation that they don't like, then they will do something about it.
Have you seen all the famous people that are like coming out talking about how they support? Well, they showed a video that how they support Trump, and then like after Trump's like economic policies come through, they're talking about, I don't know how this happened to me. I've lost so much money.
Oh yeah,
Ben
I was just talking
crying,
about.
Joe
I was just talking
Rogan is
about
crying.
what's his name.
Who?
The when they were doing the dance. What the fuck
Oh,
is his name?
yeah, I
That
don't
douchebag
remember.
lost that. You know what I'm saying? Lost $10 million.
Yeah, and Ben Shapiro is crying, and Joe Rogan is crying. Listen, guys, Candace Owens, all them. That doesn't mean they're coming to the left. Okay, they'll never be progressive. They'll never give a shit about people. Like that's not, they're only caring about their pockets.
Right.
So when you hear them coming out and speaking out against Trump and his policies, it's not because they give a fuck. It's not because they would vote against Trump given the opportunity to do it again. They still would very much vote for him over Kamala. They're just pandering. That's it. That's all. That's it. That's all.
I mean, half of these.
Oh yeah, I don't disagree, Toya.
Yeah, like if you watch Fox News, well, their whatchamacallit pundit has said, their financial pundit has made multiple comments against Trump, which I was shocked about. But as far as like the rest of them, you know, they're trying to smooth it over as best they can.
I can't read the TikTok comments.
I know, I'm bringing it over here. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I got you. I'll bring it over here so you can see it.
Thank you so much.
Gotcha.
Appreciate you.
Yeah.
They're so salty too, Toya. Yummy.
The way that these news organizations. Oh, so apparently no Reds told me before, but I just didn't remember, because sometimes I'm not good at listening. I'm not gonna lie.
True, yes.
But did you all know that Trump is starting his own fucking state-funded news network? Called, what is it called?
America First or
No.
First for America's First something. I don't know. Something
you
stupid.
know? That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid. Do you really think he's gonna do something on Adolf's birthday?
Voice of America, that's the shit. Voice of America.
Do you? Bueller?
No, I'm thinking.
Because he had made mention of the military parade.
Yeah, for his
They're
birthday.
concerned about what EO he's going to drop, because that would be the 90th day in office, and he does one every 30 days.
Okay. Do I think... I don't put anything past Donald Jimothy Trump. I think Trump is capable of doing any fucking thing.
People are concerned that it'll be the day he institutes martial law.
I think I don't put it past him. What I will say though is that if he does do this, right? What are the excuses going to be there? Like, what can they honestly say at that point?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, can they really go back and be like, oh, like, what are all the people around him going to say? Well, the people very close to him, obviously, they're in on the, you know what I'm saying? They're in on the shits. But, like, all the people that helped him get there, all the people that we warned of fascism, right? And that's why I said MAGA knows we're cooked. They know. They know.
The ones who are smart enough to understand even just the slightest of things.
They're going to blame the protests. It's crazy.
I wouldn't doubt that either. If y'all hadn't been out there protesting. 420 is the 90-day deadline to issue martial law. Why is it a deadline?
Do y'all own?
I don't know.
Who owns firearms? And if you don't, now, even if you're not like a big, you know what I'm saying, like proponent of firearms, now might be a good time.
You know, I meant to ask you about that while I was in Florida. I just forgot. But I'll ask you about it later.
It's funny though that people think leftists don't own firearms though.
Mm-hmm.
They always just assume. Actually, no. That's not what the Second Amendment was written for at all. It had nothing to do with protecting yourself against the government.
I don't know how these
Nothing
people
at
are
all.
making so much money on social media.
It had what?
How these people are making so much money on social media.
I
It's
don't
insane.
know.
I gotta show you this. Substack.
Thanks for bringing me up, guys.
What's up,
I'll
Tack?
be on. I didn't actually mean to request. I was spamming likes.
Oh,
But could I tell you guys a quick story that I think you guys would appreciate?
of course.
Cool. So I work in real estate out here in San Diego,
Okay.
and a couple weeks ago, I had to meet at one of our properties that we're listing.
Uh-huh.
And the person that comes there, what's it called when like when somebody doesn't live in the house but you put like furniture and stuff in there?
Staging.
Staging.
Mhm.
Yeah. So one of the I had to meet the stager there, and they showed up in this like, it was like in a Corvette, like a 2-door Corvette, and basically when he was trying to back into the driveway, I guess it was something he was using for the staging.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of he asked me like, am I pulling in right? I got to get it in straight. And so I kind of helped him with like, okay, turn the wheel here, right? So anyways, that's how I helped with staging a coupe.
Stop it.
I remember that fool. Do you remember that? The guest?
Yes.
They said, yeah. He said trying to stage a coupe. Oh man. Yes. That was a good one
Glad
though.
you remembered.
Great dad joke.
Thanks.
Yeah, I'll never forget that.
Hey.
I'll never forget that idiot
That guy was crazy.
trying to stage a coupe.
I learned something in German,
What's that?
but it's part of a joke.
Oh.
Do you want to know it?
Do I? Is it gonna make me uncomfortable? Probably.
Maybe.
Probably. Go ahead.
All right, so Peter and Gunther are sitting on a hill, right? And Peter says to Gunther, do you see those houses over there? I built those houses with my bare hands, but nobody calls me Peter the house builder. Do you see that wall over there? I feel like Tad knows the joke. I built that wall with my bare hands, stone by stone, but nobody calls me Peter the wall builder. And that church, I built that church, but no one calls me Peter the church builder. Aber du fixst ein Sau. And that's the end of the joke. But you have to know German to know what it means. Do you want to know what it means?
Okay.
It means, but you fuck one pig.
I knew Sal. You know what I'm saying? So like, yo, that's crazy. That is crazy. Oh my God.
So if you want to know how to say, but you fuck one pig, it's aber du fickst ein Sau. That's how you say it.
Hey,
I learned
listen.
that because I wanted to tell it to Kiara, but I haven't talked to her.
That person that said just because it is a fact doesn't make it true, I almost lost all faith in humanity that day. I was like, bro, you didn't just say that, did you?
But what about the guy that talked about the 9-foot up walking wolf man.
Oh my God. With Jolly. That was on Halloween. That was on Halloween in 2023, I think.
Yeah, it was me, you, and Jolly.
Yes. And bro was like, yeah, man. And he's like, where I lived in Montana, there was 9-foot upright walking wolves. I said, bro, what?
Oh, by the way, guys, they're not bringing back the dire wolf. That was just.
I said, there's no way in the world this is real life. Here, hold on a
And
second.
he was talking about how the government was trying to like silence him or something.
Yes. He did say the government was trying to silence him.
I have bad anxiety today.
Do you?
Yeah, look. I'm like super shaky.
Oh, hold on, I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay.
You didn't miss your meeting. You're all good.
No, it's not because of that.
Oh, here it is. Don't host a live during a full moon. Happy Halloween. Roll the tape.
What are you talking about?
Okay. Mainstream science refuses to acknowledge the existence of what they consider and call to be cryptids, Sasquatch, upright walking wolves, mermaids, so forth and so on. Every fucking ancient text describes these same fucking beings. The people till this day are still having encounters with them. But yet mainstream science refuses to acknowledge it, refuses to investigate it. They might do it behind the fucking scenes, working for a fucking private corporation to map their genomes or whatever case may be. But as far as the general public, they don't exist.
Fam, listen. Do you know how many people have spent, you know what I'm saying, like countless hours and tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, if not $1 million or more dollars trying to find Sasquatches and mermaids and shit like that? Like you do realize that, right? Like there's people that made their entire life's work out of this shit. You do realize that, right?
I can tell you where a pack of
Yes or no? You do know that, right? You do know that people have made their entire. Can you just answer the question?
That's irrelevant.
So why don't
I
you
can
go
tell
trap
you where
one?
to find them
Why
right
don't you go
now.
trap one?
'Cause I
Why
don't
don't you go
have a
trap
fucking
one? And
death
listen,
wish.
bro, you'll probably win some type of, you know what I'm saying, like award or medal or some sort.
Really? Not if A, I get
Yes.
killed, or
If
B,
you
the
caught a
government
fucking
fucking kills me
Sasquatch,
itself.
bro, if you caught a Sasquatch, you don't think you'd probably be
Have
one
you
of the
ever
most
seen
famous
one?
people?
Have you ever seen a Sasquatch?
Fuck no, because they don't exist.
All right, then you have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. Because I can tell you exactly right now where you can find a pack of upright walking wolves. Now, whether you make it out alive is a different fucking story. Whether the government gets you before you get there is a different fucking story.
How vivid.
So why don't you just go trap one of them, bro?
I don't have a fucking death wish. I like being alive.
Okay. Why don't you just get a picture?
Again, I like being alive.
Bro, but if you can tell me where I can go find them, then that means you should be able to, like, you know what I'm saying, like run right up on it.
It's just Sasquatch in the room with us.
You can, but are you gonna get out alive? That's the fucking question.
Well, how did you?
Is the
have
government
you
not
seen
gonna
them?
take
So
your
you've seen
fucking
them
pictures?
before? You seen them before, bro?
I used to live by a pack of upright walking wolves up
Okay,
in
that's
Montana.
what I'm saying. So here's my question then: why weren't you able to get a picture before?
I was a kid.
Believe it or not, there's actually a part 2. So like, comment, share, or repost so that you can see our guest. Oh man, that was like one of the craziest nights of my entire life. I was like, this can't be. Yes, he lived by. He lived by a pack of. Here, look, it gets crazier. Part 1 was crazy, but as promised, here's part 2 of the Werewolf Diaries, featuring Jolly Good Ginger. Roll the tape.
Can I ask a serious question? What does the government benefit from hiding Sasquatches?
Okay.
I want to know.
My theory on that subject is one, I believe some of them, not all of them, some of them are the genetic offspring of the Nephilim.
Even if they are offspring of the Nephilim, okay, let's just pretend that your theory is right. Why does the government hide it from us? Why would the government go out of their way to make sure that you can't take a picture to show Jones?
It's not that you can't take a picture. It's whether the government will not come in and erase your shit, steal your computer, or if you make it out alive.
What would their revelation do to the government, right? Like, why? I just need the why.
I don't know why, but can I say something?
Sure, man.
Okay, you call this a theory because you never experienced them and you never seen them. Thank God. I'm glad that you haven't. But if we became friends on TikTok and I gave you a location on your private messenger that you can go and search for yourself, would you?
No, absolutely not. No.
Now, is it because you don't believe, or you're afraid that you might find what you don't think is real?
It's because I 20,000% do not believe.
I know they're real. I don't need evidence to prove otherwise.
Can you tell us that story? I'd love to hear it. I really would.
Craziest shit ever. And then bro started telling us how the wolves came up, you know what I'm saying, like to his window when he was a kid. He said one of them like kidnapped him. And then like his grandfather or something like that came out and, you know what I'm saying, like pew-pewed the wolf. And then some people from the government showed up in a white van, an unmarked white van, and scooped it up and carried it out of there. I was like,
Jesus,
yeah,
that is crazy work.
yeah. That was crazier than the breath. Somebody asked if it was crazier than the breatharians. Yeah, it is. When bro told me, he's like, you don't need to eat, right? I was like, you don't what? He's like, yeah, you don't need to eat. And while he was sitting there chewing food, he said, oh, this is just candy.
So bro got
Gotcha, Johnny.
kidnapped by them as a kid, but as an adult, he couldn't approach them to take a picture because they're just so dangerous.
Yes, correct.
Got it.
Correct. Yeah, you just gotta put your palms up to the sun. That's all you gotta do. You just gotta absorb the sunlight. He said, I'm training my body not to eat. I said, you do that, bro. And he had kids.
Yikes.
They just let anybody
I
have
bet
babies.
they're homeschooled.
What's
Thank
up,
you,
Davina?
Davina. Appreciate the subscription.
Oh, we still have to do a contest. How many subs are we at right now?
Oh, I don't know.
Because we
can't see
have.
it.
I have 45 minutes.
I can't see it. Hold on. It's on this screen. Oh, we didn't hit the sub wave?
No.
Aw.
Did I see this?
774. Thank you, Heather.
Hakeem Jeffries threw down the gauntlet to Mike Johnson. Wow.
You can find a Sasquatch here at Sasquatch Mountain. Listen, guys. Listen. If there was a Sasquatch, we'd all know about it. We'd all know about it at this point. Like I said, people have
All the
spent
white
their-
women would be like petting them and doing all kinds of shit. Like, we'd know.
Yeah, we would know. We would have.
Susan would be feeding them off the back porch.
Yes, exactly. I
I
mean,
don't
like,
know, man. If Sasquatch doesn't exist, then how did they have one in the Goofy movie? Makes you think.
Mm-hmm.
the Goofy movie,
Yeah, you had never seen the Goofy movie?
like it's an actual.
to each other's hearts. Fine, we never
Such a good-
far apart. And
Is it like a cartoon
maybe
movie?
Is a, yeah, is a
Yeah,
reason
I was gonna
why.
say-
Oh, like
for
Goofy
the
and the
first
Sun?
time ever
First time
seeing
Oh
you.
yeah, I've never. No, I did not watch that. Sorry, no, I did not.
Bro,
I'm sure my kids
a
have
good one.
watched it. Is it though?
Yeah,
it's so good.
it's a really good movie.
They just had the 30-year anniversary. You should watch it.
30-year
All
anniversary.
right.
Guys, I told y'all I never really watched.
We're gonna watch Goofy movie tonight.
I never really
Why?
watched cartoons like that when I was a kid. It was never
Why?
really my thing.
Why?
Bonnie and Clyde, what up?
Yikes. All right. Anyway,
What's that?
we're at 774 subs. If we get to 825, I'll give away a Fans of Fuckery t-shirt. So 50 subs, and I'll give away a Fans of Fuckery.
Stream it in the Discord.
I'll do it.
I mean, I'll set it up. I don't know though. Like
It's a good movie. It's a really
when they
good
said that
movie.
they were gonna start making live actions of all the Disney movies, I really got excited. I love all the live actions way better than the originals. All of them. Aladdin, Little Mermaid. Aladdin's probably the best one though. All the colors and the imagery and shit like that. Lion King. Lion King not as much though.
Didn't see it.
Because Lion King is like verbatim, essentially.
Oh, it's like exactly the same as the original?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh my god, TikTok's AI just said that our live is about, hold on, TikTok AI just told Jess that our live is about wild stories of wolves and conspiracy theories.
I haven't watched Mufasa yet. I tried to get the girls to watch it with me this weekend, and they wouldn't. They were like, we've already seen it. I said, no, you haven't. They're like, yeah, we did. I said, no, you saw the first Lion King. You haven't seen this one. I said, this is about Mufasa. This is like, you know, a prequel or whatever.
They don't know what a prequel is.
Hannah knows what a prequel is.
Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna watch a Goofy movie. I don't know what you're gonna do.
I think I'm gonna watch Mufasa one of these days, whether the kids watch it with me or not.
I still haven't seen Moana 2.
Say what? Oh, so neither have I.
It's so good.
Moana 2 is? You know they got sued.
Yeah.
For what?
Huh? Because supposedly they stole the story from somebody?
Oh shit! I didn't hear about that.
No, I have power lines stuck in my head.
Listen, I saw Wicked like 3
Powerline's
times.
good.
I saw Wicked like 3 times.
Now, I cannot wait for Wicked 2. They did the movie.
I was so
damn
upset
good.
at the end of that fucking movie.
I'm
so upset. Because I didn't know. I've never seen the play. Right? So like at the end of the movie, like when, you know, she flies up out of the top of the roof and shit like that, and then they say, you know what I'm saying, like part 2 coming the same day, 2025. I was like, you got to be fucking kidding me.
I've seen Wicked.
And they pulled a fast one for
Popular.
sure, but
You're gonna be
have you seen
popular.
have you
I
seen the behind the scenes, like the footage of her filming Defying Gravity?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm. You watched the behind the scenes?
Oh man,
You did?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, I didn't see that.
she is an impressive human being. It's insane. She's so talented.
Yeah, they were singing.
She's
live
actually
while
doing those stunts and
all
shit.
the rigs and shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I heard like Adina Menzel is not a really nice person.
She is
in
not a
real
good
life.
person, and she
She's
can't
not.
read.
Huh?
She can't read either.
What do you mean she can't read?
Pretty sure that's what I heard about her. That she can't
Nah,
read.
that's not true.
No, not Adina Menzel. No, it's Leah Michelle. I'm sorry, Leah Michelle's the one who can't read.
Who's Leah Michelle?
She's the actress from Glee.
Oh.
But I have also heard that Adina Menzel is not a nice person.
You've never been to a Broadway play? And you lived in New York for 46 years. That's crazy.
I have seen Les Miserables. I have seen Wicked. I have seen Rent, Cats.
See? That's what I'm
Chicago.
saying. Literally has done everything. Everything. All the things.
I lived right outside the city.
Living in New York for 46 years and not going to a Broadway show, my God, that's tough.
I've seen other
Broadway
plays too, I
shows
can't
are
think of it.
next level.
Cats was my favorite though.
Yeah, I've lived a very sheltered, uncultured, boring ass life.
What's the song that I really like from Cats?
I don't know.
Memory.
Yeah, that's it. Memories all alone in the moonlight.
Somebody was already saying it before you even brought it up.
What?
I still get chills from memories.
Mm-hmm.
To memories. I saw like I not in person though, but I saw like what's the name of the
Les Mis.
no. Hamilton. I saw like a part. I saw like a part of Hamilton and I fell asleep.
Dude,
I
Les
hear
Mis is one of the best.
Yeah, definitely. But I've never seen them live. Like, I've never seen any of these things live.
I've
Unfortunately.
performed in Les Mis. I played Jean Valjean once, and it's probably one of the best.
Yes,
It's
fell
one of the
asleep.
best tenor roles that's ever been written.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I fall asleep
Jean
during every
Valjean
movie. I fall asleep
is-
in the movie theater. Yeah, I fall asleep during every movie. I never like I took the girls to see the Barbie movie like multiple times. Fell asleep all the time, every single time.
You got comfy theater seats then.
No, he can fall asleep anywhere.
No, I can fall asleep anywhere, sitting up. I don't have to be comfortable. I think I got the narco sleepy sometimes.
Bro falls asleep on live all the time when he's on panels. If he gets super quiet for more than 10 minutes, he sleep.
Yeah. Like I'll lay down on the sofa and have the phone sitting next to me.
Done.
Gone. Out.
Faded.
Especially like right after I finish eating, it's a wrap.
Baby, I want Tijuana Flats today.
You want what?
Tijuana Flats.
What do they have there?
Flautas. And
Flautas?
cheese.
Huh.
I want shredded chicken.
I don't think I've
flautas.
ever been to a Tijuana Flats. I know where one is though. There's
up
one
the
in
street.
Champions Gate.
Yeah, right up the street.
Yeah.
Well,
Flautas
not
are
right up the
it.
street, but close enough to go to.
I don't know that I've had one.
Go to Tijuana Flats. If they have flautas and you haven't had a flauta, I want you to go there, get some flautas, and then go and watch the Goofy movie with them.
Right? If you love me, you would do these things. But you don't.
Dave, you're shaking the cameras.
Sorry.
I don't know. I'm not a big fan of cartoon
Mr.
movies.
Mistopheles. I love Mr. Mistopheles.
Who's that?
Cats.
Oh. I saw Cats not on Broadway. I saw Cats when
I still have the playbill.
from like in a local theater when I was young. Because I was a theater kid, believe it or not.
I was a theater kid.
Yeah, I played fucking Tiny Tim.
I was in choir.
I played Tiny Tim. That was a good. I did.
I played Lola. Whatever Lola wants.
What's the name of
Lola
that thing?
gets.
Everyman.
And little man, little Lola wants you.
Once you
Make up your mind to have no regrets.
no regrets,
Nope.
resign yourself.
I don't know what y'all
Resign
are talking
yourself.
about.
Go through.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know.
Damn
Chat, tell him.
Yankees, dude.
Damn Yankees.
Damn Yankees.
Lola.
Come on.
Damn. I played Lola. I feel like that's fitting. When did this become a
it's very
musical?
fitting.
I liked theater. I liked chorus until I decided that it's neither here nor there.
Yeah, Hamilton is on Disney Plus.
I've never seen Hamilton.
Have I gotten
You
checked for low
should probably
testosterone?
watch it.
I don't think that that's the issue. Honestly,
With
I don't know,
what?
but no, I haven't.
I don't think you have low testosterone.
Yeah, I
You
don't
didn't
think so
exhibit
either.
anything that would be low testosterone.
Yeah. No, I'm just a bad sleeper.
Yeah, he sleeps like shit. He has sleep apnea for sure.
Yeah.
Oof.
So.
I'll be awake and Jones will stop breathing and I'll look at him. Like 5, 4, 3.
Be
Oh,
right
okay,
back.
he's
Someone is
breathing again.
actively trying to scam me. I used to have a CPAP machine. Yeah, I broke my nose multiple times, and so like I have a deviated septum.
Mm-hmm.
I just need to get it fixed. Like that's kind of the problem.
If you need to sleep with a CPAP, we're getting divorced. That's it. We're splitting up. I'll never sleep again.
It's not even loud.
Fucking
It just
gay.
looks weird.
No, it's because it's loud.
It's not loud.
Yes, it is.
It's not.
They're pretty loud.
It's not loud. Barely
Jones
hear
can
it.
sleep through anything. Like, I'll come in the room and be like, babe. Hey, babe. 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 And then he's like, huh? What? What happened? What? 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 Separate rooms? I'm down for sleeping in separate rooms.
I think that, you know what I'm saying, like I don't know. But I don't know. I thought it was kind of weird, but my parents like have slept in different rooms for like 15 plus 20 years, maybe. Long time. They have separate bedrooms. My mom has her own guest house.
I sleep in separate rooms. He sleeps on the couch in the office.
I
all
fall
the
asleep.
time.
I don't intentionally. Oh yeah, when they're not home, I don't sleep in the bed. When they're not home.
No, if I'm at work, he doesn't sleep in the bed.
Yeah. I don't sleep in the bed when they're not home. It feels weird.
Your side of the bed. That's a good song. I like that song. You don't like that song? It's sad.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think it's kind of sad. We definitely have to have separate bathrooms. That's a must.
Why?
Huh?
Why?
You have too much stuff. I have too much stuff.
It takes a lot to be this pretty.
No, it doesn't. You look the same as soon as you get up in the morning. Like, they literally get up in the morning and do this with their hair, and it's, boom, go time.
That's not true.
Literally.
Not with this hickey on my face.
But I didn't do that.
Guys, I fucked up. I girl bossed too close to the sun. My daughter wanted to get this thing like that, you know, the whitehead extractor thing, like the little suction device. So I was like, I'm going to try it because I had a pimple that was starting like right here. And I accidentally had it on. I have makeup on it now, so you can't really see it too much. It's right there. But
I sat there and watched them doing it to their face.
It was too high.
Yeah, and they were like, "Do you want to try it on your face?" And I'm like, "No."
It was too high, and
That's
I left it in
crazy.
this singular spot too long, and it gave myself a hickey on my face, a little circular hickey. You too have fell victim. But if you feel my face now, like any little bumpy that was there before, like my skin is so, I don't know if you can tell. If I get too close, it'll be out of focus. But like my skin, I had to put powder on my face this morning because my shit was glowing. I looked fantastic. My skin was happy except for my little hickey. You can even still see it. Like my skin is glowy.
Never mind.
You don't what?
Nothing.
Say it. Say it.
I don't think the thing's real.
You don't think what thing's real?
The thing just like stuck stuff out of your pores.
Feel
Like I don't believe
feel
it.
my skin. No, literally feel my skin. You're gonna have to you can press on my face. Like my skin is literally so soft.
You have aggressively soft skin anyway.
No, yeah, but like normally I had like little whiteheads and stuff. Like I showed you the thing.
I don't know. Seems scary.
Nah. It
Like,
does, you can see it. I do, but I think that's because I probably have like Ehlers-Danlos.
Like, you put this machine and suck your face. Like,
My hands are aggressively soft.
they
aren't
really are.
Hey, go read the bio on my backup account.
Do what?
Read the bio on my backup account.
What does it say?
Read it.
Of your backup account?
Yeah.
I don't.
Thank you, Frankie. CPAP apnea, it's bad for your heart. Yeah, I know. Sleep apnea. If you have sleep apnea, you need a CPAP because it's bad for your heart.
What is bad for your heart? The CPAP machine is?
Sleep apnea.
Oh, sleep apnea is?
Do you want me to show you what it says?
What? That's funny.
Did you see the bio on my main account?
I don't know that I particularly accidentally found funny on purpose weird.
I changed my backup account to say Amanda. I want to change this one too, so it doesn't say no rats anymore.
Why?
I don't know.
Oh. Well, all right.
My other videos are just not moving, but that fucking Texas video is still going.
This ain't Texas. Ain't no hold 'em. Read my daughter's bio yesterday and it said, "Bring back 2020, please." Facts.
I'm down for a little quarantine.
Oh, the way that started to come out of your mouth, like me hearing it through I thought you were about to say something else completely. Huh?
What?
I was like, yo, what?
I mean, I can give you some recommendations if you'd like.
Nah, I'm good. Quarantine was the best. Was it?
Yes.
Was it?
Yes.
I think it kind of made, I think quarantine made everybody like socially awkward and fucking like, and I don't know. I don't think that it had a good, I think that too many people had too much free time on their hands. Like, that was like the real red pill revolution.
Quarantine was rough for people that like my sister-in-law had a kid during COVID. I think it was just before. And so like she didn't get a chance to go out and socialize in the way like during her absolute like youngest years when you would normally start preschool, for example. And so she tends to be very like clingy and very like needy in terms of like interaction from her mom specifically, even more so than like normal. And like we got a dog during COVID, so he has like separation anxiety. Like it was a tough time. There were unintended consequences for sure.
Yeah, no, being able to spend time with your kids, that's definitely cool. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I dig all of that.
I don't.
To be honest with you, I mean,
Fucking kids.
I worked most of I was still working. I had to go to work every day. Most of the quarantine. So it wasn't really a quarantine for me. But I think that way too many people like sat around and started like watching conspiracy theory fucking videos on you know, YouTube and Instagram and Facebook and shit like that. And like it created like a whole gang of weirdos. Like no bullshit. Like how many people during, you know what I'm saying, C-19 all of a sudden became fucking, you know, medical experts and doctors and shit. I'm like, you don't have a degree in any science related field. Shut the fuck up. Like literally shut up.
I feel like that was a portion of time too where that whole what am I trying to say? Like all of a sudden expert opinions don't matter anymore.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like I don't think that it was good for society, y'all. I really don't. I think it was overall I think it was bad. Yeah. And then, you know, like people outside in the world were dickheads about wearing masks and shit like that. I don't know, man. It wasn't I don't know. I didn't like that time in our country's history. I do like that there was no traffic. That was lit.
If you had an essential job and you still had to go to work, everywhere was 10 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know that my job definitely wasn't like my day job definitely was not essential, but they didn't give a fuck. We had to go to work.
I unfortunately was essential.
My day job wasn't essential. I had just I left the fire department and like the year before all that shit happened, because the Trumpies were too much. Like I didn't feel safe around them anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna run up in a burning building with y'all. Like the shit that comes out of y'all's mouth is crazy. It's when I told you when it was over for me.
Yeah, you've told that story before.
I was like, nah, man, fuck y'all. Like, yeah, nah, we're good.
Somebody took out a PPP loan? Yeah. Yeah, Jam.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. COVID.
The people on Threads are super pissed off that I said that I lost $13K in my 401k.
Why?
I don't know. They're like, you don't understand anything about stock market. Blah, 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 blah. There's content for you for days over there if you want it. Have at it. But it's like, oh, I can be upset that my 401k is down $13,000. Like, I can be upset about that. It's okay.
They don't understand how the stock market works, clearly. Okay, I'm going to explain it again, because I'm sure there is some, you know what I'm saying, asshat out there listening. We tried to explain it yesterday. This is what happened during C-19, okay? This is what happened during C-19. And this is why Trump didn't care anything about, you know, necessarily what was going on. I think that he was fumbling the bag kind of on purpose, right? But during C-19, we saw the largest transfer of wealth in American history. We saw land grabs actual physical land grabs by billionaires. We saw stock buybacks like after the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. We saw stock buybacks. And then during C-19, like Bezos and Elon and Zuckerberg and all of that, they were doubling and tripling their fucking wealth during a pandemic. How do you think that they were doing that, guys? They bought all the stocks when they were dirt cheap. And they're doing it again. Like literally all of this shit about the border and about transgender people and about, other countries taking advantage. All of that shit is a fucking distraction. They are just pointing you into a direction to look at other people as the bad guy so that they can keep robbing you. They've been doing this shit for eons. They started this a long time ago. They said, hey, listen, if we can convince even the poor white people that they're still better than brown folks, then we can steal their labor from them. We can take money right out of their pockets, and they won't even complain. As a matter of fact, they'll hand it over to us. They'll hand it over to us gladly. There's no new wealth being generated in the United States. None of you guys are going to be millionaires one day. Or billionaires. Even millionaires are closer to being, dirt poor and in the street than you are to being a millionaire. The vast majority of wealth transfers from people who are already rich to their children. More than 80% of it. You've been broke your whole life. You're going to continue to be broke. You've been a field white. You're going to continue to be a field white. Like, it's really just that simple. It's really that simple. Anyways, phone lines are open for those watching on Twitch, YouTube, any of the other platforms. Feel free to send to call us 407-900-1693 if you have something that you would like to say. But yeah, the vast majority of the stock surge that you saw was just corporations doing stock buybacks and super rich people buying stocks low.
Like I told you was going to happen the day before it happened.
Right. That's the only reason you saw a surge. That's it. That's all. So, what we saw is Trump try to, devastate farmers in his first administration. Absolutely devastated farmers. Had, legacy farmers essentially sold to mega farms. He, how many oil refineries did we lose? 16. We lost 16 oil refineries. He's the reason gas went up. You know what I'm saying? Like, they came down to him and was like, hey, yo, the gas is negative $40 a barrel. We're losing our ass. So he goes and makes the OPEC Plus deal and makes it a 2-year deal cutting oil production by 10%, which is cool, provided that the countries are shut down. But when everything opens back up, now we have a lower global supply and a stupid high demand for everything. For trucks, for planes, for ships, for all of these things that weren't moving, that are moving again. And now we needed the oil that didn't exist. So, did Biden do a good job? Fuck yeah. Like, I don't personally like bro, but in terms of re-stabilizing the economy, fastest economic recovery in global history. Can't even argue with that. He sold off our oil reserves so that he could, essentially flood the market with oil and force them to at least stabilize gas prices. And sold it, you know, at 90 something dollars a barrel, and then bought it back at 60 some odd dollars a barrel. Mm-hmm. I mean, he was making
good business decisions.
Good business decisions. He was a good businessman. And now we have fucking, you know what I'm saying? A whole fucking circus. A cacostocracy. A bunch of fucking idiots who have no business being in the positions that they're in. Running the country. Selling, you know what I'm saying, off. Isn't Marjorie Taylor Greene making, you know what I'm saying, a buttload of money again?
Probably.
So, I mean, if y'all are cool with, you know what I'm saying, like, being an oligarchy, or, you know, our country turning into the real life, what you call that shit? Idiocracy, then cool, I guess. Cool, I guess. But, you know, it's not the country I wanted for my children. I just think y'all be on some weird shit sometimes, man. A buttload is such a funny measurement. Yes, it is. An ass ton.
Oh, God. The whole "if you don't like it, leave" crowd has now started commenting on the thread.
Oh, great. Asking people to leave is crazy. I've never understood that. I've literally never understood that. If you don't like it, you should leave. I always use the same reference. If your house, you know what I'm saying, like if the bathroom is not working, like if your toilet's not working in your house, you don't move the fuck out the house. You fix it. If your roof has a leak, you fix the roof. You don't move out.
I just put, sure, my Cash App and Venmo are NORAD's 5. Being down 13K means you're going to have to make it possible. What the fuck? Oh, stupid. Talk about compounded interest. Look at it a year ago. Look at the market a year ago. It doesn't fucking matter. Guys, the point is, today my 401k is down $13,000. I don't fucking care about yesterday. Because yesterday, I had $5,000 more in my 401k than I do today.
Nobody can hear you.
They can hear me.
No, we heard them.
Yeah, no, like, there's people like that were set to retire right now, and now they won't be able to.
You like my ASMR?
And you know they, it'll probably be, you know what I'm saying, a significant amount of time before.
Oh, Martini, I'm sorry.
It corrects itself. I don't understand why y'all aren't embarrassed, to be honest with you.
Do you know where my crackers are?
I ate them.
Did you?
I did. Is there more downstairs?
No, there isn't. That was the last of them.
Okay. I can buy more. Sorry.
I'm hungry.
Oh. Sorry.
Everybody always eats my food.
Ask him for some lunch money.
No. I told you yesterday. Y'all pissed me off yesterday with that conversation.
What conversation?
Whoa,
Quentin
I
knows what I'm
ended up
talking
agreeing
about.
with you.
Huh?
We ended up agreeing in the end.
Was I part of this conversation?
It was me, Pub, and
No, it
Quentin.
was on Publix Live.
It was me, Pub, and Quentin.
But yeah, I ended up agreeing with you.
I said that we have, us in the light-skinned delegation of America had a gathering, and we decided that it is no longer Drake. He can only be referred to as Aubrey. He's Canadian. He's definitely not like us and definitely not one of us. And Pub said that Drake is a better artist than J. Cole.
That's not true.
And that really upset me.
That's where we
That really hurt my feelings.
That's not true.
I think the only part that we disagreed was when that you said J. Cole was more lyrical than Kendrick.
He is.
That's the only part we disagreed on. But
That's fine.
afterwards, when it got into the Aubrey conversation, I agreed with you 100%.
I'm gonna go eat something and then I have my meeting. So
Okay.
I love you guys. I'll see you later if you're still on when I'm done. If not, I'll see you tomorrow.
Have a good meeting, no rats.
Yeah, J. Cole is. I personally believe that J. Cole is a better artist than Kendrick. I like Kendrick's music a lot. I 100% think that J. Cole is a better artist than Kendrick is. I don't think that J. Cole, you know what I'm saying, gets the recognition that he deserves because most of the stuff that he talks about is not exciting. So, Johnny Max, I have the exact opposite opinion. Who's up? Who came up on the panel? Lit? Is that? I mean, I can't see the name.
It's okay, Johnny. I agree. Kendrick is better than J. Cole, but like,
listen, Linda.
then we got into the conversation about
That's me.
Aubrey and J. Cole.
Oh, did you mean to come up, ma'am?
Yeah, I had a question.
Oh, sure, absolutely.
But I've already, I was reading this book yesterday, and
Okay.
I wanted to ask you if you'd ever read it, but I can't get out of here to go to my library app, and I forgot her last. Oh, The Power Worshippers is the name of the book. It's by Catherine somebody. It's all about the Christian, the fundamental Christians and how the things that they did to, turn the government around like they want it, like it is now. And it's,
Catherine Stewart.
If you were to read it, I mean, it's like a playbook. It's everything that's happening now. They put all that into place.
The Power Worshippers by Catherine Stewart said the Power Worship Inside the Dangerous Rise of Religious Nationalism is a 2020 nonfiction book by American journalist author Catherine Stewart. But here's the crazy thing though, right? Like when people were still doing the whole what do you call that shit? Facebook thing, right? When people were still real big on Facebook. This is like 2015. This is after the whole golden elevator and blah 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 and so on and so forth. Like so many people, historians, sociologists, even theologists were warning people like, hey, listen, fascism seems almost inevitable at this point, and you have this goofy clown that you guys are actually considering making the president of the United States. Like, people were sounding the alarms back then. It's a decade ago.
Nobody gets to hear that though. They make sure it doesn't get out to regular people. I mean, I wasn't going on websites then. I didn't, all I heard was probably what came on the network news, and so you don't hear that kind of thing.
And I think, when I was saying earlier, and I stand by this, right, is that I think one of the reasons that COVID-19 and the shutdown, like when Biden actually came into office, you know what I'm saying, and people were still at home being quarantined and things of that nature. I think that was probably because Donald Trump never stopped getting on TV, and news networks, no matter what, left or right leaning, they never stopped putting him on TV. He never stopped hosting, you know what I'm saying, events or having rallies, even while he was president. So he just kept pushing the propaganda. It's the same thing that Hitler did. Just kept pushing the propaganda, and you just keep telling the lie and telling the lie and telling the lie and telling the lie until eventually the lie becomes the truth.
Right.
Joseph Goebbels.
I would almost say that there really was something that he was putting out there for people to drink, because the more black men that I hear get up on the lives and talk that crazy mess, it's like, what? Did you buy something in the store? And it's like, where in the world when did you change? When did your brain, just change? And it's not even common sense. They don't have common sense anymore.
Well, I don't really like the whole common sense idea, but I hear what you're saying though. They're not educated. That's the problem. Rat man, what's up?
Hey, you remember me? You
I
called
do
me
not.
a slur on Johnny's
I called you a slur.
thing. Yes, you
Are you
called me a
white?
colloquialist.
A what?
Wait, he called you a what?
Colloquialist?
Yeah, you
Co-
said
colloquial
colloquialism,
means
and
something that.
I'm not woke.
What?
Bro, what are you talking about?
Yikes.
Yeah, Mr. Jones called me that on Johnny's with Johnny
Hold on.
Palmadessa.
No, hold on. Let's unpack this, okay? What about that hurt your feelings?
Thank you, Linda, for coming up. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Would you drop me down?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
I was just having, it didn't hurt my feelings. I was just having a normal debate, and he's over here calling me a slur.
I don't have debates, and I've never called you. If you're white, there is no slurs for white people. None exist.
Wait, but what do you think the slur was?
Colloquialism, which sounds like he was calling me woke.
Wait, colloquialist?
That's not really a word, but colloquial means a word that or a phrase or things that we commonly use within a racial demographic or society or an ethnicity.
Right. So we're out of colloquial. Did you get a woke?
I don't.
Oh, my mistake. I heard colloquial. My mistake.
Maybe you should clean your ears.
Possibly. That'd be a start.
I think there's a lot of built up wax in there.
Yeah, he's got to be joking though. Like, there's no way in the world this bro is serious.
I am completely serious.
Are you?
Well, I think so.
If you had to rate your seriousness on on a scale of 1 to 10, what would it be at right now?
I'm sorry, could you repeat the question?
If you had to rate how serious you are on a scale of 1 to 10, where would it be at right now?
9, 10.
Yeah. Okay. What about, like, you think woke is a slur?
Depending on how it's used, it can be, yeah.
How so? How can it be used in a manner in which it's a slur?
Well, just like DEI could be used in a slur. A lot of people just use woke as
How can DEI? Do you know what a slur means, friend?
well, a lot of people use it as like an insult for words that they are scared to use or can't use in society or whatever.
Sure, okay, but those can't be used towards white people. There's no, like I said, there's no slurs for white people.
There are.
There's not. There's not a single one. I promise you.
Yeah, cracker,
Nope.
redneck.
None of those. None of those are
Wetback.
slurs. Those are all actual colloquialisms that were created by white people for white people.
Except the last one.
Yeah, I don't even know why you said the last one. That was crazy. I'm glad I was talking while you said it, bro. You can't say that. Like, that's crazy talk.
Oh,
But
sorry.
but none of those. The last one is definitely a slur, but it's a slur for Latin people, like specifically Mexicans. I don't know why you would even say something like that.
You just said that.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro. Cracker. There's a Cracker Town, USA here in Florida at the state fair every year, and they also do it in New York. And it's literally for it's a name that they created for themselves, the Scotch Irish people. They called themselves that. It has nothing to do with anybody cracking a whip or nothing like that. That's not true. That's a myth. But it's a group of people, Scotch Irish people, that gave themselves that name.
Well, that's what I heard the term cracker came from.
It does not.
With the
Nope.
cracking a whip.
Does not.
Didn't the term redneck come from that corporate town? I forget what it's called.
Just working out in the sun. That's it.
I heard it
The
came
neck would
from
burn.
like they were wearing all wearing like a red cardigan while standing up to the corporate town men.
Bro, where do you get your information from?
Well, I heard it on a TikTok live.
Maybe that's the first problem.
Where do you get your news from? You seem like a Harris voter.
I'm not sure if
Associated
that's going to
Press.
be an insult or anything, but
Yeah, well, I
okay.
would like to know what the opposite of woke is. Is it dumb?
Conservative.
Is it uninformed?
I would say conservative.
Bro, woke isn't a political ideology.
Yeah, woke isn't a political ideology.
Well, woke is all about wanting to hire people who are unqualified.
So Donald Trump, like Hedgesith, like the entirety of Trump's cabinet, unqualified, like those types of people.
Well, they're not unqualified. Well, Hexeth's unqualified, but
100% unqualified.
yeah, Hexeth is unqualified.
Yeah, so is the Department of the Department of Education head. I mean, like none of Trump is certainly not qualified.
RFK isn't qualified.
RFK is certainly not qualified.
Bro literally
RFK
calls
has been
that.
in politics his entire life.
What does that have to do with him heading the Department of Health and Human Services?
Government office.
He literally went to another country and caused the measles outbreaks.
Sure did.
And is now not allowed
and banned from the country.
Not only that, he's a criminal, and he's just an all-around weird person.
Well, one thing Trump said he wants to do, for example, is, well, he hasn't used these exact words, I don't think, but wants to get, so there's been years of oppression against white folk.
Bro, what?
Yeah. So basically, there was a part.
Hold on. No. Stop. What the fuck did you just say?
He said he's trying to get rid of
I understand what I said could be angering, and I apologize if it came
Hold on a
off that
second.
way.
Hello, caller. Name, age, and where are you calling from?
John, 27, Oklahoma.
Okay. Hey, John. Are you just out of curiosity? Are you white?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Do you think that there's been years of oppression in the United States against white people?
I wouldn't call it I wouldn't say oppression. I don't think that's the right word. Well, it's like apples to apples. Like, has there been oppression in the same metric that like
The only people that oppress white
experienced
people in the United
trade-
States is rich white people oppressing poor white people.
Well, I don't qualify it in terms of race. I think you're accurate in terms of class stature. I think it's rich against poor. I don't think that there's really a discrimination against race. I think just the rich will bifurcate from the poor. I think that's a fair that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah, so rich white people oppress poor white people and middle class white people.
Yes, that is true.
Okay.
It is a part of it. But a rich black person would oppress a poor Asian person.
What?
You know, it's like race is kind of removed from the equation when you enter into wealth.
Man, what is wrong with you people?
This is crazy to me. I mean, rich people in general, you know what I'm saying? Like, nobody becomes a billionaire necessarily ethically.
Like, obviously not at the same level as non-white people have been oppressed throughout our country. But
how have white people been oppressed at all, outside of what I just mentioned?
Well, what was it called? Something affirmative action.
Affirmative action helped white women predominantly. So how is that oppressive to white people? A white man?
Whoa.
Well, that's not what I heard. I heard affirmative action was...
Is that a joke, y'all?
If you look up
I'm not trying to.
Here, no, I got you. Hold on a second. I'm just gonna slide over so I can use the mic over there, and then I'm gonna put it on the screen so you can see it. Okay?
Yeah, you can look up affirmative action who it predominantly helped. It was used to help minority groups, quote unquote, but the minority group that it helped the majority of was white women.
It doesn't even matter actually, because affirmative action in essence was illegal. It was straight up illegal. It went up against
How
the
is
Civil
it?
Rights Act of 1964. It went up against the Due Process Clause of the 14th Amendment. So maybe it did, maybe it didn't. It was illegal.
Can you explain
It's like,
how
oh,
it
but it's
went
trying to
against
help
those
people.
two things? Wait, can you explain how it went against those two things?
Yeah, so like when North Carolina and Harvard students went to the Supreme Court, I think in 2023.
Yeah,
The
so
Supreme
it was
Court
Asian
found
people. It was Asian people that brought that lawsuit, that were conned into bringing that lawsuit against them, and now Asian people's being able to get into schools numbers have dropped. So all they did was hurt themselves.
Okay, what does
That's
that
an
have to do with
example
the fact
of
that it's illegal?
more qualified.
Whether
You
or not
didn't
It's not
say-
illegal.
I just want you.
It
No, no.
was illegal.
I just
It was
want you to
illegal. It was
explain how it
ruled
was illegal.
unconstitutional against the Due Process Clause of the 14th Amendment. The Equal Protection Clause in there.
Yeah, so
was-
equal
it was
protections
illegal
under
because
the
you're not allowed
law,
to consider
equal
that.
protections under the law in the 14th Amendment, right, would say that regardless or irrespective of one's race, or religion or identity, that they should be protected. Also irrespective of what geographical location they live in. So if we were looking at, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he doesn't know what he's talking about. So if we were looking at the 14th Amendment, that would protect women. You know what I'm saying? Rights to medical care, access to medical care, and bodily autonomy. It also protects trans individuals as well. So, anyways, going back to what I was saying.
Wait. What does it have to do with affirmative action?
What I'm
Trans
about to
rights
explain
and-
to you.
and
I'm
abortion.
about to explain to you. So everybody should have the equitable access, right, to school. All state-funded institutions used to be free until desegregation. The person who made state-funded institutions no longer free was Ronald Reagan as the governor of California, and then the rest of the states followed suit. But nobody had to pay to go to college unless it was a private college prior to desegregation.
That's not the way. I agree with everything except for the use of equitable, because it's not protecting against equity. It's protecting against equality.
Sure. What is equality?
It's treating everyone legally the same under the law.
No, that would be
Equal rights.
equitable. That would be equitable
No,
treatment.
No. Equity deals with fairness of outcome.
No, it does not.
I'm not going to get upset. I would just like you to please look up equity versus equality. Equity is fairness of outcome.
No, I mean-
Equality is treatment under the law. So the 14th Amendment is guaranteeing equality under the law. And in affirmative action, even if it did help people, if it like helped race or gender.
Yeah,
in
the
particular-
reason that they wanted to get rid of affirmative action, they fought so hard for it. And if you read Project 2025, you would already know this, is because they want, because the numbers for like white children's birth are going down. It's why they went after Roe v. Wade. Then they went after affirmative action because it was allowing white women to get into college institutions, to start careers and things of that nature. And they wanted to curtail that, have women have babies that they don't necessarily want. And they also plan to attack no-fault divorce next. Like, these are all this is common knowledge. But I'm going to show you who affirmative action helped the most first.
No, listen, maybe affirmative action does exactly what you say it does, whatever you're about to report. Maybe it really does help people get into positions that they otherwise wouldn't have because of what you believe to be systemic racial structures that prevent them from doing it. But what I'm saying,
I got
and what
you.
the court
Oh,
was holding, is that that's not a legal argument. You have to have the 14th Amendment, the Due Process Clause, in tandem with what Congress has passed, the Civil Rights Act of 1964. And you
Can you see your screen? Can you see your screen?
Well, I cannot because you'll talk. I'll go live. Hold on.
Yeah, you can go on there. You'll still be able to see me. I mean, you'll still be able to hear me.
I see the screen. It's blank now. I mean, blank in the sense I just see your couch. Oh, now I see it.
Gotcha.
Affirmative action helps white women more than anybody. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
And there's hyperlinks to all of the studies here in this article. But if we back up one, you'll see white women benefit most from affirmative action. That's a Vox article that you can go read. And it tells you about how it wasn't that it aimed, you know what I'm saying? Like, that its original aim was you know, obviously to help, you know, black people have equitable, right, access to education. But that's not what happened.
Yeah, I hear you. And listen, I empathize with what you're saying. You're like, hey, there was a problem. And there was something done in place to try and make, and hey, it also helped white women. But it
Predominantly.
wasn't legal.
Predominantly
There's a
helped
lot of
white
things
women.
you could do that are illegal, but that could help a lot of people. But the laws were set in place. Look, the court, Alito asked the Harvard lawyer in that argument, if race can be a factor, then it can be the factor. And the attorney said, yes. It's like, well, you can't do that. So you have to strike it down.
Sure. Do you think that black people give a fuck about affirmative action being gone?
I don't know if they do or not.
We don't.
Yeah, that was the conversation that was brought up.
Yeah, we don't. At all.
I don't. Okay, I don't care.
It didn't do anything for us.
Or doesn't care about
Like,
affirmative action.
Also, you know what I'm saying? The purpose of DEI, like DEI provided more for white people than it did for any other, you know what I'm saying, demographic of people. Because DEI is things like curb cuts. You know what a curb cut is?
No.
So you can roll like a wheelchair or a stroller up onto the curb. Automatic doors.
Yeah, I've heard that argument, and that's a fair point in one regard. The DEI did have a broadcast net where it would help people that were handicapped, right? But it's not, not necessary.
It helped veterans get jobs and return to the workforce.
Yes,
what do you mean no? Yes.
Listen, just like how affirmative action may have helped white women get
No,
into
no,
college,
you're not listening, friend. You're not listening. It predominantly helped these people, these demographics. Not maybe it did. Not it might have also. It predominantly.
Okay, it predominantly helps them then. That's not my point that I'm making. Is that if you have a policy, like a congressional policy, that predominantly helps 99.99% of a class, which is completely legal and fine, but 0.01%, it breaks the law. It's not whether or not a court wants to. They must strike down the policy because it's against the law. So you can keep DEI, but you got to cut out anything that allows for hiring on the basis of race.
That's not what DEI was created for.
It's not about that. Did DEI lead to that end result at any point in time?
Hold on. So, okay, great. So what you're telling me is we should get rid of all laws because all laws, right, for the most part, especially like, you know, drug and, you know, narcotic enforcement laws, lead to police officers arresting black people and then being prosecuted at substantially higher rates.
No, because that has nothing to do with the Civil Rights Act of 1964.
Sure, it does not. I'm aware of that.
Right. So I'm saying that if it breaks the law in any metric that's set up federally, and it's a federal, then you have to get rid of it. A court doesn't have a say in whether or not it helps people or not. It could do that. It probably does. It probably did help people that were like, I really want this job. I'm just as equally qualified, but I'm X. And they're like, well, we have to consider that because we want like-minded people in industry. We want to have a black doctor so that if there are black clients.
But you keep saying, hold on, but you keep saying that it violated the due process of the 14th Amendment. That is not correct.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying it violated the Civil Rights Act of 1964. Affirmative action violated the due process clause of the 14th Amendment.
No, it did not. It violated equal protections under the law. I already said that. Like, bro, what are you talking about?
That is verbatim. That is, no state shall deny any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of the laws. That
Correct.
is the 14th Amendment. Right?
Yes.
So I'm saying it violated the 14th Amendment, the affirmative action.
You said due process clause.
That is the due process clause.
No, it's not. But that's okay. I'm not going to be pedantic.
But you're going to... Look, man.
The point is, I honestly don't give a fuck about affirmative action being gone. Like I said, it predominantly helped white people. DEI, getting rid of DEI is going to harm veterans and disabled people more than it harms any other group of people.
Then why is the left advocating for it so hard? I see
Because
lots
it
of people
helps
that are very-
veterans and disabled people.
No.
Yes.
No, I see it does.
What the fuck do you
At any
mean?
point, did it at any point factor race into the equation at any point in the hiring process?
No.
Well, there it is.
Those are
There's
companies
fundamental
those are
difference
companies
between a
that made that
foundation
decision to diversify their companies. Those are government agencies that made that decision because the data shows us, right? The data tells us that the more diverse your company is, the better that it does.
Okay.
Shocking.
What does that have to do?
Because it stops you.
It's the law, dude.
Because it stops you, right, from engaging in nepotism or hiring unqualified people like the entirety of Trump's cabinet just because they're white or just because you like them or just because, you know what I'm saying, they're in your same friend group.
Look, here's the thing about...
So it's not equitable. So equitable access to education and jobs, equitable access to education and jobs was not happening. That's why they implemented affirmative action.
Equitable is a terrible metric to measure things on because it relies on the...
Everybody should have the same
Fairness
access.
Isn't defined universally. You see that? That's why it's not equitable protection under the law. It's because its fairness isn't defined uniformly in any metric. So what's fair to one person isn't fair to another person. And that's why it's a poor reason to allow our foundation for hiring.
Okay. So what we know for certain is, right, is that a person with a black sounding name, right, is 75% less likely to get a call back, even if they're similarly or even more qualified than people with white sounding names.
Okay.
Is that what so creating legislation or laws protecting people from just having what white people consider an ethnic name, would that make sure that people have equal protections? Should I be able to be dismissed and have my resume tossed to the side because my name sounds too black?
No, but
that was and is still currently happening.
Two things to that point. All right, your argument is, hey, 75% of if you have a black sounding name, you're 75% less likely of a chance you're going to get a call back for a job.
Correct.
And it's like, oh well, we can place that if presuming, which I'm putting out a leap of faith that study isolated every single other factor other than the name. So I'm gonna give that. I'm gonna assume that.
I'll put it on the screen.
Well, okay. Put it on the screen.
Sure.
If that's the case, you have two ways to go forward. You can either bring a civil rights lawsuit, and you can challenge the hiring process of a company. And it's like you can do that. And if they're found in violation of the Civil Rights Act, then they get slapped with huge fines. And not just huge fines, like punitive damages that go to the
Didn't Trump just eliminate that from the federal government?
Well, what
Eliminate
Trump
what?
did from the federal government was segregation, anti-segregation.
It doesn't matter.
laws.
Trump didn't eliminate Title VII of the Civil Rights Act. It takes an act of Congress to do that. Second, if it's so bad in this country, right, where the lawsuits and the impending cases wouldn't have done damage to the reputation of employment, the hiring process, they didn't change. Yeah, state and federal legislation can make legislation say, hey, anytime you hire anybody, you have to make sure that their name is redacted. You have to go just simply off the facts. Like that's perfectly allowed. So the system's in place, man, where if there's grievances like that, people can right the wrong.
Okay, here, I'm gonna put it on the screen so you can see it. You can go to NPR and read the article.
Jones, I appreciate you having me up today. I wish I was able to participate in this more, but I'm a field white, so I got to go get started.
I dig it,
I
bro.
appreciate you. Have a good day, guys.
Can you see it on the screen?
Give me a sec. I gotta wait for it to do its thing. Yes, I see it. White-sounding names get called black for jobs more than black ones, new study finds.
Wait,
Yep.
Mr. Jones.
And that's from April 11th of last year.
okay, man, like, hey, maybe it's 100% true.
It is.
What I'm saying is, okay, fine, bring suit.
But
Bring suit.
hold on. So if we're disabling, you know what I'm saying, like we were disabling mechanisms in the Department of Justice, where people could file, you know what I'm saying, those types of lawsuits.
This one I got to stand my ground on. There has been no disabling of people being able to bring suit in the DOJ. And a couple of things. The DOJ, they do deal with civil, but they're not dealing with plaintiff side. They're 95% criminal and like 5% civil suits against the federal government. So this has nothing to do with the DOJ.
Trump's new Justice Department leader orders a freeze on civil rights cases.
Okay. Listen. What is it talking about? Because I can speak to this probably pretty eloquently if I know the facts. The Department of Justice doesn't get to freeze civil rights cases.
President
right?
Donald Trump's new Justice Department leadership has put a freeze on civil rights litigation and suggested it may reconsider police reform agreements negotiated by the Biden administration, according to 2 memos obtained Wednesday by the Associated Press. Attorneys in the department's civil rights division were ordered not to file any new complaints, amicus brief, or other certain court papers until further notice, one of the memos said. Another memo directed attorneys to notify leadership of any settlements or consent decrees, court enforceable agreements to reform police agencies that were finalized by the Biden administration within the last 90 days. It said the new administration may wish to reconsider such agreements, raising the prospect that it may abandon 2 consent decrees finalized in the final weeks of Biden's administration in Louisville, Kentucky and Minneapolis, Minnesota. Those agreements, reached after investigations, found police engaged in civil rights violations, still need to be approved. So, like I said, disabled mechanisms within
it took me a second.
the DOJ for people to file civil rights claims.
Okay, that doesn't prevent an individual actor from filing suit. What that was talking about.
I know what it does.
Justice,
what I'm saying
nobody does.
is there won't be, right, any major civil rights, you know what I'm saying, litigation in terms of things that could make federal changes on the federal level. So yes, I could file a lawsuit against a corporation, sure, right? They'll probably drag me through litigation for till I'm poor. So
that's not how that works, but okay, continue. It's contingency based.
If I file,
so
okay,
if
sure.
A really good case,
how often do EEOC claims even get addressed?
I mean, they do frequent. Yeah, they get addressed every year in frequent numbers, especially if you have a good case. Like lawyers are chomping at the bit. Those are winners, man. Those are absolute winners. Hey, I think that this company discriminated against me, and I've got a really good set of facts that show it was because my name was this and it sounds black. They're like, fuck yes.
No, they don't.
I want to make money.
No, they don't.
Absolutely.
This has been going on.
Yeah.
This has been going on for literally over 100 years. So no.
Okay. Yeah.
No. And there's no.
Years, but there's
yes,
been
it
100
has.
years of litigation regarding this. It's not like the record is silent on civil rights. You know, look, the reason I called today was really because you had something up on your screen about men.
Yeah, sure.
And you're saying, what's the value of men?
Sure. They don't have it.
I was calling to say, like, hey, like, society doesn't run without men.
Yes, it does. Society would run just fine without men. Be 100% okay. As a matter of fact, it would probably be better. It would be a lot less dangerous, that's for sure.
Without men.
Well, that's not true either.
You're a guy.
What does that mean?
You really think that?
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, you're making an argument society would be better without you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, man, hey, don't kick yourself like that, dude. Men.
Oh no, I'm not. I'm not kicking myself at all. Like my partner appreciates me. My children appreciate me. You know what I'm saying? They find value in me, right? But that doesn't make me valuable to society. I'm still a danger. At the end of the day, I'm still a man.
Yes, men are a danger to society in one aspect. I understand.
No, not in every aspect.
No, I said in some aspects of society, they're dangerous. Men commit more crime. You know, in mass violent crime than women. But that single statistic that doesn't.
Do you think I'm just talking about crime?
Well, what else are you talking about?